Welcome, everybody, to the Channel Vision Magazine webinar featuring Astound Business Solutions, which is going to share with us why it is your partner of choice. I'm your moderator, Bruce Christian, Senior Editor of Channel Vision Magazine. Our presenter is Patrick Dial, Director of Astound's National Channel Partner Program. With that, please welcome Patrick Dial.
Thanks, Bruce. Really appreciate that. Thanks for the introduction. And thanks everybody for joining us today. Very excited to give you an overview of our updated branding, our updated company, kind of an overview of where we are as a company today. So on the agenda, we'll jump right into who we are, the areas that we serve, customer-focused products. We'll talk to you about when to think of Astound, why now is the best time to be an Astound partner, and which tools can be used to request quotes, check our network maps, and also we'll talk about our 360-degree approach to servicing you and our customers. So to give you some history, we've been a player in the industry since 1993, but some of the most recent acquisitions and changes that have led us to becoming Astound started in 2017. TPG Capital was the owner at the time. They acquired RCN out of the Northeast in Chicago and Grande Communications in Texas. Those combined companies then acquired Wave Broadband the very next year in 2018. And Wave Broadband is out on the West Coast. And then in 2020, TPG acquired InTouch in Houston, as well as Digital West, another acquisition on the West Coast in California. In 2021, very exciting news that Stone Peak Infrastructure Partners purchased our company for $8.1 billion. It was the largest telecom transaction at the time for the past, I believe, 10 to 15 years. And also, we purchased right out of the gate after that acquisition, the assets from Wide Open West in Maryland, Indiana, and Illinois. So that leads us to today, where we have rebranded as of January into Astound Business Solutions, powered by RCN, Grande, and Wave. So we are Astound Business Solutions now. And what does that mean? Well, we are a national telecommunications company that delivers advanced solutions over a diverse carrier-grade network. We provide high-speed, reliable, and secure connectivity for mission-critical applications. With those acquisitions, that makes us actually the 6th largest cable provider in the United States and the largest cable overbuilder. And if you don't know what that is, I'll talk a little bit more about it in the next coming slides. So although we've grown pretty dramatically over the past few years, we still really maintain a local approach. We provide coast-to-coast connectivity to over 1.1 million customers. But again, we're staying local. We have dedicated industry experts on hand in all of our markets around the clock to stay on top of today's evolving IT technology. We are in 12 states, 8 of the top 10 metro markets across the US, with over 41,000 route miles of fiber. And again, over 1 million residential customers with over 75,000 business customers. We're connected to more than 100 data centers and over 2,000 cell sites. Astound is an award-winning telecommunications company. Recently, our sub-brands have consistently delivered award-winning service. And recently in the PCMag Business Choice Awards in 2021, RCN Business was selected number 1. That was actually the highest ever recorded score in a PCMag survey. RCN dominated for overall satisfaction. Wave Business was also recognized for a 2nd year in a row, and they were number 1 in reliability, ease of use, installation and setup, cost, value, and tech support. And then in 2020, Grande Communications was voted number 1 business internet in the United States. So when you build your network to beat the biggest cable companies in the United States, you have to be laser focused on the customer. You can assure your business customers when you choose Astound for them that they're with a top tier telecommunications company that understands the customer comes first on a network that's built for reliability, speed, and cost savings. So let's talk about some of the areas that we serve where you can offer this award-winning internet service. Up here, we've got a picture of the US with the top internet service providers state by state. So again, I mentioned earlier that we're a cable overbuilder. And what that really means is that we're a competitor to the incumbent cable company. So we know we have to supply some mixture of quicker speeds, lower costs, and a higher customer support level. It's actually unlawful for any other companies to install or operate a cable system in any cities within any public ways without a properly granted franchise award pursuant to the provisions of the SEC. So what we've been able to do is come into these markets on top of the incumbent cable providers and provide customers with a choice in cable TV service, internet, and phone. So if you look in the Northeast, we compete and we've set our pricing against Comcast, Seattle, Portland, down to Sacramento. And then if you look at down in Texas, again, competing against Comcast. And in the Northeast and Chicago, Comcast, as well as a mixture of Verizon, Spectrum, Cox, and some other companies. So again, we know competing against these providers, we're going to supply our customers with faster speeds, a decrease in costs, and a higher level of customer support. So here's some examples of some of our markets where we are very competitive and very dense with our metro fiber. If you look at Seattle Metro, Chicago, where we bought the assets from WOW, so that map is actually going to expand pretty dramatically, and Chicago will be one of our top markets in the country. We have Boston, and even if you look at like Northwest Oregon, we're not just in the metro areas, but we do actually go out in some of the rural markets as well. San Francisco, and then New York City. Very excited about New York City. We've actually just won our first few customers in the Bronx, and so that's an area that we're expanding into. So we continue to invest in the network. So what products can you sell your customers through Astound? The first is going to be connectivity and internet. Those are the two core products that we offer. And I would say about 80 to 85% of our partners sell those products through the channel program. On the connectivity side, we partner with Ciena to deliver Ethernet and Wavelength services. And on the internet side, we have dedicated fiber with an SLA, business class fiber, and high-speed cable modem. So one other thing to note is those are three flavors of internet connectivity. Business class fiber is kind of our mid-tier. It's fiber-based. It is symmetrical. It can deliver speeds up to a gig. And I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in the next slide. We also offer cloud networking, data center access, interconnectivity, and transit. And you can see a few of the partners that we work with: Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, and then some of the data centers that we're in, Equinix, Digital Realty. We're in hundreds across the country. On the voice side, we offer a full hosted PBX product and UCaaS with our Metaswitch platform. We offer Polycom phones on that. We also offer traditional telecom services such as PRI and SIP. And then some of the managed solutions that we offer: SD-WAN. We utilize Cisco Meraki devices. We can offer video services as well as business Wi-Fi. So let's focus a little bit on the internet connectivity products. So we've got kind of four tiers here. On the small to medium business customer, we offer our high-speed internet and our business class internet. And that's kind of our base grade internet access. Speeds from 110 meg to 1.2 gig. Those attributes are best effort. So there's no SLA on either the cable modem product or the BCI product. It's over our hybrid fiber coax network. And the price points are commensurate with the SMB market space. And again, we know we have to be competitive in those markets because we are the overbuilder. So we're priced very competitively against the incumbent cable codes. Dedicated internet is our business grade Ethernet. It goes from 100 meg up to 100 gig. We do have a full SLA on that product set. And the architecture is over E-line, ELAN, and DIA, so we can cover multiple locations, point to point, on that product as well. The price points go up on there, but again, priced very competitively. On the Wavelength services, that's purpose-built for customers, and I'll go into that product in a little bit more detail later. The speeds go from a gig to 100 gig, zero loss, jitter, our lowest measured latency, fully transparent to the customers. And the architecture is going to be the point-to-point ring protected, again, multi-location or point-to-point. Prices go up. And then our dark fiber product. Dark fiber is really reserved for sophisticated customers that have the capabilities to install and operate their own equipment. Typically, it's sold to other telecom carriers, but some large enterprise customers do want to retain ownership of their equipment. Also with dark fiber, the carrier has no access or control over the data that's pushed through the network. And sometimes that dark fiber can be required by government agencies, customers such as hospitals. One of the things that I like to say about dark fiber, 2 strands of dark fiber can transmit up to 400 gigs per second of data. And that's actually 80,000 HD movies per second. So pretty amazing stuff. And we can provide those services over Wavelength, dark fiber, and DIA up to 100 gig. All right, so when should you think of Astound? Some of the applications of our Ethernet that we see customers coming to us for, business continuity and disaster recovery. Because we are an overbuilder and our network is actually fully separate from the incumbent companies, we're one of the best options out there for continuity and disaster recovery. If their primary circuit fails and they have Astound as their secondary circuit, we're going to be up because we're not even in the same conduit systems at certain points. Data center connectivity. So again, we're in multiple data centers across the country. Customers come to us for high-speed, competitively priced data center connectivity, high-frequency trading, extending the service area network. So, for example, video editing systems require really high-speed data transfer rates and very low latency. That can also be in college campuses. We had a customer in Chicago that came to us looking for a solution to when their customers over the past few years aren't coming back into the campus, but they still want to be able to do video editing and kind of VPN. They needed us to help them extend the storage area network with connectivity, and so we were able to do that for them. Artificial intelligence. We have customers coming to us for automated or driverless cars, those types of things. We do a lot of cell backhaul for customers, and as Internet of Things and artificial intelligence continue to grow, customers are going to need more bandwidth. So, what are some other common opportunities where we can help you win? These are some things that our channel managers hear a lot, and things that we're able to help with. So, for example, if a carrier that your customer's chosen can't get the service installed, we can really help, especially if it's in a lit building. So typically we're installing under 30 days. And I've seen us go as fast as 2 to 3 days when customers really need it, when our partners come to us. If we can make it happen, we certainly will do it. Secondly, a customer might need a secondary symmetrical fiber circuit, but they really don't have the budget for it. What we can offer is our BCI product, symmetrical fiber, but no SLA. But that's priced as low as $50 with speeds up to a gig. And then some customers come to us a lot of times, actually. One of the things that we specialize in, they might need a diverse fiber route from a certain carrier. So we can build custom fiber routes diverse from any carrier that you choose or that you require. I want to jump into a little bit about the market today, what we're seeing, some insights, and why, again, we think now is really the best time to be an Astound partner. So we look at what's happening in connectivity. What are the trends? So we, traditionally connecting places, right? Office to office, office to home, connecting people over mobility, connecting machines, servers, service storage. And then you look at the apps. I mean, everybody, more and more businesses are continuing to add apps onto their platforms. government entities are using those. Typically, large enterprises are going to have hundreds of applications, running within distributed data centers to allow their customers to interact digitally and really offer them a first-class quality experience. It's going to require bandwidth and connectivity between those data centers, and between the content and between the users. You've got to enable delivery of performance, and it's 24/7. And 100 meg to a gig at the edge is working perfectly well today. But as IT investments in these applications are driven, there's more and more innovation, growth, more companies coming out with different apps. They're going to be deployed, and that can really strain the network's availability and ability to deliver the performance that customers need. So look at cloud adoption as well. Increasing applications and usage are driving those bandwidth needs. The scaling of bandwidth is going to flow from content to the users to sustain the business operations and maintain the quality of experience. You might be familiar with the phrase that 10 gig is the new 1 gig, but I can tell you that 100 gig is quickly becoming the new 10 gig, and so we can help customers scale that way. And analysts, they're forecasting for cloud services to reach 175 billion by 2025. That's going to continue to grow, and so your job as the partner is to future-proof their network, make sure they can shift to the cloud and continue with their digital transformation. So all things we're pointing to more bandwidth is being used in connectivity, and that's where we can really help you support your customers. The wave, the high capacity Ethernet and wave market, who should you be focused on for these solutions? We're seeing financial services and healthcare are major buyers of these wavelength products. Professional services as well as education, definitely growing. And what is the relevance to them in each vertical market? I know this is kind of a busy slide. I'll go through it quickly, but what you can really see is on the application profile that customers, they have regulatory issues, compliance issues, increased demand, again, web-based applications that they're continuing to scale up. So site-to-site access and server consolidation are very important. Cloud access, obviously, very important. So what does that mean for you? The wavelength products, so you can kind of see they're not all created equally, right? If you look at on the lower end, the 1 gig wavelength products, pretty much fairly commoditized, between around that $2,000 mark, a little bit less. 10 gig wavelengths, you're looking between maybe 2 and 4K MRC on those. But really where the opportunity is going to be on the larger bandwidth, as well as how does the customer need this built? Because again, not all wavelengths are created equal. So if you if your customers come to you and ask you, hey, we just need a point-to-point service, that wavelength service, certainly we can do that, and we can connect the customer premise through our DWM network, our transport hops, go from location to location. But where you can really help your customers and where we're able to help you win deals is, let's say a customer's been kind of searching around and they've got this solution in front of them. What we can do is we can come in with our sales engineers and our technical expertise and show you and your customer how we can really build a true protected wavelength. When we show customers this type of a diagram, and when we're going specifically on geographic routes that the customer may not have known kind of existed, or they say, hey, we need these routes to be very specific, connecting our multiple locations, we can do that. As well as if you take a look, not only is it geographically protected, they can choose how many nodes they want to go through, which can affect latency. They can choose which hubs, which pops they want to go through. And then also at the customer site, we can go north and south on equipment. So we can put two types of Sienna gear or two Sienna gear at the same premise, have north and south protect on both ends. So really being able to tell your customer that, this is a bulletproof scenario for them. And this is what's going to help you win opportunities in today's environment. Some of the technology trends that we're seeing where this can be very effective. 55% of school administrators, and this is really in the education market. School administrators say they will support 2 to 3 devices per student and staff over the next 3 years. Probably, potentially could be more than that. 50% the year-over-year increase in bandwidth that's going to be needed to support those devices, as well as, again, right, digital and video curriculum that as everybody has gone over in the past couple of years. The need is still there, and schools are going to continue to push for this. 34% of K through 12 districts in the U.S. Experience 3 days of unplanned outages in a year. 5% experience 30 or more days of unplanned outages. So there's a real need here in the education market. And if you look at some of the opportunities, you've got campus networking for digital and video curriculum, data center interconnectivity, and global exchange points for your larger colleges and research and education networks where they can interconnect and provide access to content to other universities and other private organizations that are helping them develop things. So what makes us different? Again, these are huge opportunities. We want to help you solve them for your customer. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you solve those complex problems and unique requirements. And what does that kind of mean? Well, as an overbuilder, again, we've got some tools in our back pocket that we can bring to the table, such as if a customer for whatever reason we can't reach a certain location building fiber in the ground, we do have other options. We have microwave, other things that we can offer, type 2 as well. Accuracy and costing and design. We're not just going to throw a price out there. We're always going to take a look at things that, sometimes we do get complaints that we're a little bit slower on our surveys. For the most part, we're completing them very quickly, but we want to give you an accurate picture and an accurate cost so that and you can be confident that when you present a price to your customers, we're going to be able to follow through, not just on what that price is going to be, but also we're going to give you the timeline that's going to take us for new construction. And then maximum leverage of assets, expertise, and opportunities. I can tell you, we're scrappy. We're gonna do whatever it takes to help you win business and help you service those customers. I'll give you an example on, let's say, this is a real world example. One of our customers, a new opportunity came through the channel partner program. 10 gig wave. We don't have the equipment on the West Coast for that because of all these supply chain issues that are happening. We're going to pull it from our sister company in the Northeast, get that hardware and get it out to the West Coast in order to meet the deadlines that the customer has. I want to talk a little bit about partner enablement because all of these things are great, but how do you find out when you can offer us? How do we make it easy for you to do business with us? We are always going to give you that personalized touch. You can always pick up the phone and call us. We can get our experts on the line with your customers, whatever that needs to be. Develop those tools for you. So what we've done actually over the past year is we've created a partnership with ConnectBase so that you can get a free login and you can see our network map and see what's serviceable there. So for example, you log into the portal here and you could see, boom, right there. You could see all the fiber that's in the ground in the footprint. This is an example of Seattle. So then also you can plug in an address and that's going to get you, down to the address level and show you serviceability and pricing. So if you look at this, for example, 508th Ave, it's showing as near net. You could click on the $sign. That's going to give you the pricing. And we have all of our fiber pricing. We don't have our cable pricing up there right now, but we have fiber and BCI pricing up there. But how do you request a quote? You see that it's lit, or you see it's near net. You want to request a quote. Same website. You just hit quote, and that's going to take you to our get a quote page. Plug in the information, and our channel sales support team and our channel managers, they're going to get that and get back to you within 24 hours. Some of the other ways that we can also support you, if you want to have an event with us in our local markets, we'd love to do that. We're also at the trade shows. We can help co-sponsor trade shows, demand gen campaigns. Those are some things that where we can actually look at a building or an area and say, okay, how do we generate some demand for you as a partner? And we can help you with our tools and our marketing capabilities there. All of these types of things, just to show you, we're gonna be here for you from a marketing aspect, from a sales aspect, from a support aspect, and that kind of goes into our 360 degree approach. Compensation. So obviously, we know that's key, right? For example, right now we've got a great spiff program going on, a full MRC spiff for our fiber products. Competitive and comprehensive infrastructure. We're going to support you at your level of engagement and what your knowledge is to sell the product. So, a lot of times it's just, hey, what's the price? And you guys want to take that and go and sell it to your customer. We don't need to be involved. But again, when it comes to those complex situations, we're going to give you access to our subject matter experts. So that's why people is up here. We're a people forward company. We want to be there whenever you need us. And then enablement. So again, we give you the resources and access to the tools that you need to be successful. On your own, you can find a lot of information, for your customers, and bring us in whenever needed. Full channel manager support across the country. So again, on the West Coast, we've got Travis Rawlings. In the Northeast, we have Mark Bouvier, Melissa Rose, Kenny Coulter, and in the South, we have Gabe Casanova. All those channel managers can sell across the country, anywhere. So, if you're in Texas, you want to work with Gabe, you certainly can do that. If you have an opportunity in New York or California, Gabe can take care of you. And then finally, I just want to show you kind of our support team. So I'm the head of the channel. You can contact me anytime, any questions that you might have. Kelly Evans is our marketing director. And then channel support, right? Live support. You can use the quote form, or you can email channelsalesquote@astound.com. And then online, go to astoundpartners.com. You don't need a login for Astound Partners, but you do need a login for the Connect-based application for network maps. And you just request that through the portal. And partner account management. So all of your accounts, once they're installed, they go to our partner account management team, who will work with you and work with your customer to maintain that customer satisfaction throughout the life of the time that they're with us. And then channel commission support. Channel.commission@astound.com, very important. Something we take a lot of pride in. We don't miss our payments. So with that, that is the end of the presentation. So I'll open it up back to you, Bruce.
Okay, great. Thank you, Patrick. Before we get to questions, just want to encourage all attendees to take a good look at this slide that's up here for the phone numbers and the emails as a way to contact you. And then I think the first question, can you talk about what you're looking for in a partner and what commissions you offer?
Certainly. We work with a lot of different types of partners, whether that is, your traditional brokers that are just getting multiple bids for their customers, excuse me, and also managed service providers, IT vendors. What we're looking for in a partner is someone that's willing to learn a little bit more about where we are, who we can service, and someone that's looking for that diversity that the incumbents aren't able to provide. So that's kind of who we're targeting. And as far as commissions, we have a master agent program, TSD program. We work with all the top TSDs in the country, and we are paying 20% on our Ethernet products and 16% on our SMB products, our cable modem products, and that's voice, video, data, but very competitive. And again, as an overbuilder, we know we've got to be priced competitively and we've got to pay competitively. Those commissions also typically are going to include spiffs as well.
Okay, you said you're working with some of the top technology service distributors. Can you name some of those?
Of course, yeah. Intelisys, ScanSource, Telarus, TCG, who Telarus and TCG are now the same company. AppSmart, Sandler Partners, Bridgepoint. There are others out there, but those are probably the top that we work with today.
Okay. Here's a question that came in from an attendee. Wants to know what your U.S. market coverage for your high-speed coax and business class fiber.
Yeah, so our BCI and our cable modem product, those are going to be available across our entire footprint. We have done the necessary network upgrades to make that product available. BCI is going to be available in any fiber lit building, and our cable product is coming in over that same hybrid fiber coax. Hybrid fiber coax network. So typically they're available in the same spots, but again, there are some pockets where one may be available and the other is not.
Okay. Here's an oldie but a goodie. It seems like we always get a question like this. How is Astound Business Solutions different from your competitors?
That's a great question. I think when you look at the way that we've grown and kind of the scrappy, smaller company to now, sixth largest cable operator in the country, we really, again, maintain that kind of local, that local service mentality. All of our markets have local techs, local customer service, but now we have the capability to offer. We're seeing a lot more multi-location opportunities across the entire footprint. All those markets are on a single invoice now, single customer service number. So I'd say the main difference is something I touched on a few times, but it really is that we're not reselling our fiber from anybody else. We own everything that's in the ground. We've built it, or we bought companies that own that, and that's our mentality. We want to own a diverse path to the customer premise from any of the other carriers out there.
Okay. Now you mentioned some of the TSDs that you work for. What about master agents? Can you name some of those?
Those are the same, actually. TSD and yeah, funny.
Okay.
The technology service distributors are kind of a new name that the master agents, are going by. So you can kind of use them the same. Okay.
Do you want to go over again what tools Astound provides for support and enablement?
Definitely. This is something that's newer to us this year, where we've rolled out astoundpartners.com. And again, no login is required. You can go in and make a quote request immediately today. You choose your master agent, your TSD from there. Everything's going to be tagged to you in our systems, and somebody will respond very quickly to that request. And you can request any product in our portfolio. If you do want to get a login to our Connect-based tool, easy to get, doesn't really require anything. You go through your channel manager, or you can request it straight through the portal. And that's going to give you the access to be able to see where our fiber is at an address level. And you'll also be able to see if we're near net, if it's a lit building, or sometimes it'll say off net. Even if it says off net, but you see that it's close, certainly you can send that in and we can review that to see if it's an opportunity that we can work on with you.
Okay. I think we've got like one more question here, Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah. In which scenarios should TSDs, agents, or brokers consider Astound Business Solutions?
I think any scenario that you're looking at for your customers and for internet access specifically, that's really our core product. So again, we have those four kind of tiers of internet access, whether that's our, on the SMB products, our cable modem product, or our BCI fiber-based product, as well. Then you've got your Ethernet products, DIA, EPLs, E-lines, and Wavelengths is something that's really grown over the past few years. Again, I think 10 gig, 100 gig is the new 10 gig. We're getting there very quickly. And then dark fiber is also somewhere you can look for us. And then we can layer in additional solutions on top of that for voice, our hosted PBX product, our UCAS, our SD-WAN product. So, those are the types of situations that you can look. And when you're looking for a competitive price, or when you're looking for, if you give us a price and you say, hey, I need this because, customer went out and got a bid themselves, but I want to retain this, this customer, we're gonna do whatever we can to help you win that bid. And the other thing I'd say is really redundancy or diversity. Again, we're fully diverse from all other providers, and you can tell us, hey, I need a fiber route from, a metro fiber route in San Francisco. It's got to be diverse from, from Comcast or Zayo or whoever, and we will build that and construct it specifically for your customer.
All right, that's great to hear. Well, yeah. I think that's going to do it for their webinar. I want to thank Astound's director of the company's National Channel Partner Program, Patrick Dial, for his presentation. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Sure. Now at this time, I'd like to note that I'd like to thank Astound for being a gold sponsor of our upcoming CVX Expo 22, which takes place November 2nd and 4th at the Talking Stick Resort in Scottsdale, Arizona. Attendees get full access to all the educational seminars, the exhibit floor, all meals and networking opportunities, and the chance to win a $10,000 raffle prize, all for the registration fee of $199. To register, go to register.cvxexpo.com. Remember, you can access this webinar and all other Channel Vision presentations on demand by visiting our website at channelvisionmag.com. And now from all of us at Channel Vision Magazine and from our friends at Astound Business Solutions, we look forward to seeing you at CVX Expo 22. Thanks for attending today and have a safe and prosperous day.